Ladies, let me talk to you real quick. If he wants you, then why is he ignoring you? That's not confusing, that's clarity. See, men are simple creatures. When a man truly wants you, he comes for you. He doesn't ignore you. He doesn't leave you on read. He doesn't go ghost for 3 days. He shows up. When a man truly wants you, he's going to come after you, period. No hesitation, no confusion, no excuses. That's just how we operate. Men are hunters by nature. And when a man sees something or someone he really wants, everything in him is programmed to go get it. He doesn't wait for the perfect time. He doesn't overthink it, and he sure doesn't let something valuable slip through his fingers. He moves. See, a lot of women out here are caught up in mixed signals. You're wondering, why is he acting distant if he likes me? Or why hasn't he called in 3 days? Let me tell you something you probably already know deep down. Because he's not that into you. And I know that's hard to hear, but I would rather tell you the truth and see you walk away empowered than feed you some fairy tale that keeps you stuck. You don't have to figure out a man who wants you. That's the game changer right there. When a man wants you, he removes the guessing. You don't sit by your phone wondering if he's going to text. You don't have to come up with reasons why he hasn't reached out. Oh, maybe he's busy. Maybe he's going through something. No, busy is an excuse. Life is hard for all of us. But people make time for what they care about. A man who is truly interested in you will find a way to show it, even if it's just a 2-minute check-in, text, or a quick phone call to say, I'm thinking about you. It's not about having all the time in the world. It's about making you a part of his world. Now, I'm not saying a man has to be perfect or that he'll get everything right. We're human. We make mistakes. But consistency, that's not a mistake. That's a choice. If he's showing up today and disappearing tomorrow, that's a red flag. Don't confuse inconsistent attention with genuine interest. A real man doesn't need reminders to show up. He doesn't need to be told to care. He just does. That's how you know he's serious. His actions match his words. Some of y'all are holding on to hope because he said something sweet one time or he told you he likes you. But what has he done since then? Words without actions are like checks that bounce. If he says you're important to him, but he never makes time for you, if he says he wants something serious but only hits you up late at night, if he says you're the one but treats you like an option, you have your answer. That's not a man who wants you. That's a man who wants access to you without the responsibility of loving you right. It's time to stop making excuses for grown men who know exactly what they're doing. We're not that complicated. If we want you, we will show it. If we don't, you'll feel it. That's the truth. And you don't have to wait around hoping he'll come to his senses. Love should never be a puzzle you have to solve. It should be peace you feel. If you're always anxious, always second-guessing yourself, always trying to interpret his silence, you're already getting your answer. You're worth more than unanswered texts and postponed plans. You're worth consistency, effort, and presence. If a man wants you, he's going to show up, he's going to invest, and he's going to make it known. Because when we value something, we protect it, we prioritize it, and we pursue it. Anything less than that is just noise. And you weren't made for noise. You were made for clarity, for love, and for respect. So if you're being ignored, stop wondering what's wrong with you and start remembering what you deserve. Because the truth is, when a man truly wants you, he won't make you feel like you're chasing him. He'll chase you. One of the biggest traps women fall into is trying to decode what it means when a man ignores them. You think maybe he's shy, maybe he's scared of his feelings, maybe he's playing it cool. Let me tell you something right now. Being ignored is not a mixed signal. It's the clearest signal you'll ever get. It may not be the signal you want, but it's the one that's telling you exactly what's going on. We live in a world that loves to romanticize confusion. Movie shows and social media are full of stories where the guy who is acting distant turns out to have been secretly in love the whole time. But that's Hollywood, baby. That's fiction. In real life, when a man is ignoring you, that's not romance. It's avoidance. It's not mystery. It's disinterest. And the sooner you recognize that, the faster you free yourself from heartache. I know how the mind works when you want something to be real. You start creating stories in your head. He's probably just overwhelmed with work. Maybe he doesn't want to seem too eager. He might be afraid of getting hurt. Stop! Stop giving a grown man emotional passes he hasn't earned. If he was afraid of losing you, he'd be showing up. If he was worried about you moving on, he wouldn't risk the silence. Silence, especially when it's repeated, is a choice. And when someone repeatedly chooses not to talk to you, not to check on you, not to engage with you, that is communication in itself. See, communication isn't just what people say, it's what they do when they say nothing at all. Ignoring you speaks volumes. A man who is genuinely interested doesn't let too much time go by without a connection, because he knows that interest, when not maintained, dies. Relationships are living things. You have to feed them. If he's leaving it starving, that means he's okay with letting it fade away. Now, some women try to convince themselves that he's testing me, or he's trying to see how much I care. No, ma'am. That's manipulation, not love. A man who respects you isn't going to put you through emotional puzzles just to measure your devotion. That's immaturity. That's games. You deserve a grown man, not a boy with a phone and a bad attitude. And let's talk about how being ignored makes you feel. You start questioning your worth. You wonder if you said something wrong, if you came on too strong, if you weren't enough. But let me remind you, his silence is not your fault. You being loving, loyal, and ready for something real is not something to be ashamed of. If he doesn't recognize that, if he doesn't appreciate that, then that's on him, not you. You shouldn't have to dim your light just to hold the attention of someone who can't even look your way. Stop calling his lack of effort a phase. Stop interpreting his silence as strategy. A real man doesn't play hide and seek with your heart. He doesn't disappear to see if you'll chase. And he definitely doesn't ignore you to make you feel small. That's not how love works. That's not how maturity works. That's how confusion and heartache are born. You deserve better than that. Let me tell you something else. Ignoring is also a form of control. Some men ignore you just enough to keep you hanging on, just enough to make you question yourself, just enough so that when he does reach out again, you feel grateful instead of insulted. That's emotional manipulation. That's toxic. Don't let anyone train you to accept breadcrumbs when you deserve the whole meal. Don't let anyone have power over your self-worth through silence. If a man is ignoring you, believe him. Believe what that silence is saying, because when someone values you, they make it known. You don't have to chase, you don't have to wonder, and you don't have to shrink yourself into someone he might finally want to talk to. You are not hard to love. You're not too much. You're just waiting on the wrong person to recognize your value. And let me tell you something else. Being ignored is not rejection, it's redirection. It's life, God, or the universe pushing you away from someone who is never going to give you the love you're worthy of. Don't take it personal, take it as protection. Don't let your heart get stuck on someone who can't even be bothered to respond. because the one who's meant for you, he's going to choose you. Every time, with no confusion, no hesitation, and no silence. Every woman needs to hear and fully believe, you are the prize. Yeah, I said it. You are the prize. And the moment you start acting like it, the moment you stop accepting less than what you deserve, your whole life will change. See, the problem is too many women have forgotten their worth. You're out here trying to prove yourself to a man who hasn't even earned access to your energy. You're making room in your life for someone who treats you like an afterthought. And I'm here to tell you that's not love, that's settling. A man who truly knows your value will never put you in a position where you question it. He won't treat you like an option. He won't keep you on standby until he figures things out. He won't breadcrumb you with just enough attention to keep you hanging on. When a man sees you as the prize, he doesn't just admire you, he moves differently. He plans, he pursues, he protects, he prioritizes. You don't chase what you are, you attract it. But when you forget your value, you start chasing things that are beneath you. You try to convince a man to care. You try to fix him, or worse, fix yourself to fit into whatever little box he's offering. Baby, no. Stop shrinking. Stop adjusting your standards to fit someone who doesn't even deserve a seat at your table. If he can't see your worth, he's not blind. He's just not looking at you with the eyes of love and respect. The truth is, some men will treat you like an option because they know you see them as a priority. They sense that you've put your heart, your time, your energy into them, and they take it for granted. They don't have to do the work because you're doing all of it. And let's be clear, you can't build a relationship by yourself. It takes two people both fully invested. So if you're doing all the calling, all the texting, all the planning, all the emotional heavy lifting, he's not in this with you. You're just holding space for someone who doesn't value the space you're giving. Think about it. When a man gets a job offer he really wants, he shows up early. He prepares. He follows up. He makes sure that employer knows he's serious. Why? Because he sees the opportunity as valuable. Now apply that same logic to relationships. If a man truly sees you as the opportunity of a lifetime, he's not going to treat you casually. He's not going to ignore your messages or leave your needs unmet. He's not going to act like he's doing you a favor by just being around. He's going to show up like his future depends on it, because to him, it does. You weren't created to be an option. You weren't designed to sit on a shelf until somebody decides they're ready to pick you up. You're not a maybe, you're a yes or nothing. You deserve to be with someone who is sure about you, someone who shows up consistently, someone who sees your light and wants to protect it, not dim it. And let's talk about this lie that gets told too often. Well, no one's perfect. That's true. We all have flaws. But don't let that truth be the reason you justify poor treatment. Just because people are flawed doesn't mean you have to accept toxic behavior. You can forgive someone without continuing to give them access to you. You can love someone from a distance if being close to them is damaging your self-esteem. You can walk away with your head held high, knowing that choosing yourself was not selfish. It was necessary. So I'm going to say it again. You are the prize. And when you live like you believe that, you stop entertaining people who make you feel like you're hard to love. You stop explaining your worth to people who aren't qualified to judge it. You stop letting temporary attention distract you from long-term peace. You stop negotiating with people who don't even bring what you bring to the table. Because here's the truth. The right man, the man who sees you clearly, he won't play games. He won't keep you guessing. He won't need to be convinced. He'll look at you and say, I'd be a fool to lose her. And he'll act accordingly. Until then, don't settle, don't chase, and don't apologize for knowing your worth. You're not asking for too much, you're just asking the wrong person. Wait on the one who sees you as the blessing you are. Let me tell you something real and straight from the heart. Never, and I mean never, chase someone who makes you question your worth. If you ever find yourself second-guessing who you are, wondering if you're good enough, or trying to earn someone's attention, let that be your wake-up call. Because love doesn't do that to you. Real love doesn't make you feel invisible. It doesn't make you feel like you're not enough. It doesn't make you feel like you have to fight for a spot in someone's life. See, when you're chasing someone, you're running after something that's trying to get away. And if it's running, that means it doesn't want to be caught. Why would you want someone who doesn't want you with the same energy you want them? Why would you put yourself in the position to prove your worth to someone who should already see it? Let me break this down. People who truly value you make it obvious. They don't make you work for their attention. They don't leave you hanging. They don't give you silence when you need support. You don't have to chase someone who respects you. You don't have to beg for consistency. You don't have to shrink your knees just to keep someone around. That's not a relationship, that's emotional charity. And you're not here to give yourself away to someone who hasn't even earned the right to hold your heart. When a man values something, he moves heaven and earth to protect it. Think about that. When he wants a new car, he works overtime. When he wants that dream job, he polishes his resume, shows up early, and gives it everything he's got. But when it comes to you, a beautiful, intelligent, loyal woman, he can't even return a text? Come on now. That's not interest. That's disrespect. That's laziness. And you should never confuse someone's convenience with your worth. When you chase someone, what you're really doing is sending a silent message. I don't believe I deserve to be pursued. But let me tell you something you might have forgotten. You're a queen. A queen does not chase. She doesn't beg. She doesn't lower her crown to fit into a space that was never meant for her. A queen waits for the one who sees her value and steps up to meet her at her level. And look, I get it. Sometimes your heart is all in, and it's hard to walk away from someone you care about. But here's the truth. Loving someone should never cost you your dignity. If being with them feels like you're constantly trying to prove yourself, trying to be better so they'll finally choose you, then that's not love. It's emotional exhaustion. The right person won't make you feel like you're in a competition. The right person will make you feel safe, seen, and secure. Some of y'all are doing backflips for people who wouldn't even stretch for you. You're sending long messages, planning dates, checking in, giving your time and heart to someone who doesn't reciprocate, and deep down you know it. You feel the imbalance. You feel the emptiness after every unanswered call or broken promise. But you keep hoping that maybe they'll change. Maybe they'll realize what they have. But here's the thing. If they wanted to, they would have by now. Don't waste your beautiful spirit waiting on someone to grow up, to come around, or to realize your worth. That's not your job. Your job is to know your worth and move accordingly. Your job is to love yourself so loudly that silence from anyone else doesn't shake you. Your job is to protect your peace like it's sacred, because it is. Love should uplift you. It should remind you of your light, not dim it. It should give you clarity, not confusion. So if someone is making you question your value, your beauty, your importance in their life, stop running after them. Stop trying to convince them. Stop giving chances to people who treat you like you're optional. You're not meant to beg for love. You're meant to be loved without conditions, without games, and without fear. The one who's meant for you won't have you chasing him. He'll be walking toward you, arms open, ready to match your energy and multiply your joy. Until then, don't lower your standards. Don't forget who you are. And don't ever, ever chase someone who makes you doubt